What's up, stream? Hello, everybody. Hi. Today, we're doing sub-analysis for the lovely Captain Pretzel. I would say the best Kirby made in the world. Captain Pretzel, you taking that? I mean, hey, there's not a lot of setup that I have for this. We can honestly just get into it, which is exciting to me. It's one game of analysis. I like doing the subscriber analysis once a week, just so everybody knows. I do a raffle every Friday for my subs, and we analyze the following Wednesday. So if you're a subscriber, you can come in every Friday. We're gonna be running a raffle. You have to be in chat to participate, but it's gonna be awesome. So let's talk a little bit about Kirby versus Marth, just before we get into the specifics of Captain Pretzel versus Zain, because that's important to me. So this is actually game 2 of a set, and I don't know if every game was on Battlefield. Yeah, this is a money match and all the games were on Battlefield. I think this is a great pick for a stage. I think this might be Kirby's best stage in the matchup. It's hard to say. Fountain is decent, but still probably not better than Battlefield, although it's hard to say. And then Dreamland has its pros and cons as well, but a lot of times when you're Kirby, the cons outweigh the pros. And Battlefield is a nice neutral stage where a lot of times there's not a lot of cons for you. You don't have a wall to ride to tech on as easily. So, like, if you're on Dreamland and you're riding the wall doing some, like, low up Bs and they, like, grab ledge and try to hit you, or if they go down and try to hit you, or if they're, like, recovering with up B and they hit you up against the wall, you might have some times on Dreamland where you have the ability to recover. But funnily enough, the extended blast zones on Dreamland are, in general, not very helpful to Kirby's recovery. This is a pretty common misconception. It really is almost not helpful at all. His aerial drift is pretty awful. In general, if somebody is going to kill you on Dreamland, or if somebody's going to be killing you on Battlefield, they would also have the ability to kill you on Dreamland. It's not like Jigglypuff's, where she can literally just jump all the way across the stage, like multiple times if she wants. Kirby doesn't have Pound. Yeah, he just doesn't have the same luxury of aerial drift and recovery that Puff does. So a lot of times people get this mixed up. I'm sure that Captain Pretzel is decently familiar with Kirby's pretty limited recovery, although people need to know how to exploit these kinds of things in order to get kills, and if they don't, you can manage to recover when you otherwise shouldn't, right? And this is where we can kind of, and there's more to talk about within the matchup, but we can kind of transition to how I feel about Captain Pretzel versus Zain, which funnily enough, I think I watched this live. I'm pretty sure I watched this live, and I have rewatched it since then, and funnily enough, Zain is very, very, very bad at this matchup, or wasn't trying. And that's just the reality of the situation. Zain is obviously an incredible player, and I'm pretty sure he won this money match 3-0. But one of the interesting things is that I don't think you exploited Zain's weaknesses in the matchup nearly hard enough. Like, if Zain was playing this well, or this poorly against my Kirby, I might be able to take some matches. And that's not to, compare me or you. It's just that I think I maybe would have been able to pounce on some of the weaknesses that he was showing. Although, I mean, you have a lot more matchup experience, so you might have been more comfortable in situations that I otherwise would have been lost in. It's hard to say, right? But yeah, Zain very, very, very bad at the matchup, has no idea how to, and again, these aren't shots at Zain. I'm not expecting Zain to understand the Kirby matchup or anything like that. But Zain did not know how to edgeguard Kirby in the slightest, didn't know how to recover against Kirby, although I think that edgeguarding is actually one of the key places where I think that you actually could have found some stocks where you didn't Captain Pretzel, which is something that we'll be able to talk about a little bit more specifically as we see the situation come up. And I also think that just in general, your priorities are a little out of whack. Yeah, we'll actually talk about Zain's high level ability and just his ability to kind of pay attention in the moment. Because you actually get an edge guard towards the beginning of this match, and then you don't recognize how he chooses to adjust his recovery after that. And you have to think that he's unfamiliar with the matchup. So if he dies in some way, he is likely going to think that that is how it functions. Little does he know, I mean, he probably could have continued recovering the same way and, slightly mixed it up. But instead, again, we'll talk about it a little bit more specifically. Main things that we can look for just in general before we, again, get into specifics is that I think that you want to prioritize getting him above you more frequently. The reason why Battlefield is such a strong stage, I mean, we talked about some of the pros and cons, but one of the reasons why this is such a strong stage is because your full hop aerials are amazing at not only attacking people on side platforms, but also shield poking them. and Marth is a character with a very bad shield at protecting from underneath him. What I will say is, in general, Zain is probably the best Marth in the world at recognizing situations where he could get shield poked and light shielding instead. But what you can do in that situation as Kirby is you just back air him, and then that will send him far enough back to where he's in the corner, which should be a decent position for you. Not to say that it's necessarily a winning position, but if you are able to get Marth above you, in general, it's just really, really good. If you can get him knocked down on the side platform, if you can just create some sort of sharking situation where you can wait for him to land and use either short hop up air, full hop up air, or full hop back air. Full hop back air in general being the main thing that you want to do because it pokes the best on this stage. You know what? Let's just get into it and we can talk about these things as it comes up. I think it's really important. So right off the bat, if we see how this match starts, you actually prioritize being above him. And of course, it's like, okay, well, this is the very beginning of the match. The timer literally still says 8 minutes and literally 0000, right? But you're on the top platform. And to me, this already makes me think that your priorities are out of whack. The start of the match should signal what each players are sort of prioritizing at the beginning, right? I do not think that being above Marth is some sort of like good situation. Like I already mentioned about Kirby, your aerial drift is very limited, and as Captain Pretzel probably already knows, Kirby's aerials have very bad disjoints in general. People talk about how Kirby is sometimes similar to Puff in what they're looking for, which I pretty heavily disagree with, but back air is a main tool in terms of like punish and neutral for Kirby, just like it is for Jigglypuff, but the disjoint on those two moves is so wildly different that they just function in incredibly different ways. Kirby's back air also comes out faster, but has less L cancel lag as well. And Kirby also has better ground normals than Puff in general, so a lot of times he's doing late back airs into fast ground normal. Is something that you might see Kirby do, where Puff is not doing that. Regardless, you want to be horizontal to the Marth, which in general is like extremely losing, but it's at least better than being above him, or you want to be below the Marth, which is a decent situation for you, where if you like read drift or get a shield poke, you can actually get a hit, send him off stage. One of Kirby's biggest strengths in almost every matchup is his edge guarding. Kirby almost functions like a regular character when it comes to edge guarding, especially because he has a lot of jumps to make it back from going very low. He has drop back air from the ledge, which helps if you're invincible right away. He has down tilt, which is a great edge guarding tool. In general, his edge guarding is really good. So if we can prioritize hitting Zain off the stage, and a lot of times that's going to come from getting him above us, well, that's how we look at the matchup. We look at it, okay, we're playing the ground game with him. How do I like up tilt him to get him above me? How do I up throw him so that he bounces on the side platform? How do I back throw him to get him to tech on the side platform? All those sorts of things. Because they're really important, because that leads to the biggest strength of your character, at least within the matchup. So, being above him immediately signals to me, because like this is just not good. Attacking downwards at Marth is just almost in general not going to work. If you have some sort of advantage state set, like he's in knockdown and in the corner, a lot of times you can come down from on top of him with like a late back air or something, but it's going to be more of like a full hop drift in late back air, because he's pretty, heavily incentivized to put up a shield in a situation like that. This is just pure neutral. Like, this guy's going to be dashing away from you, probably not getting hit by your attacks. He's at 0, so even hitting him is not amazing if you're landing directly on top of him and moving forward, so it's kind of tough. We end up seeing Zain actually does a couple of nice fairs here. This one in particular, he does a late fair into a late fair. So this is a pretty common Marth tactic in the matchup, and it's really hard to deal with. As you see, Captain Pretzel goes in here. So we roll in, and I think you accidentally, you try to roll up tilt, but at that point, he's already jumped. A lot of people will whiff this fair and like try to dash forward or something because they don't understand the matchup. And again, Zain makes this mistake later on in the set, but these two fairs that he does are very, very good and essentially impossible to beat. What you could do here is you could do like a roll, power shield, read on this timing, wave dash in, and then maybe if he doesn't do like fair down tilt and he goes for a third fair, you might be able to like wave dash in up tilt now that you're close enough. But you should just be happy in this situation that your roll didn't get immediately punished and that you actually got close to the Marth. You've broken the space of zoning, and now you just need to get close enough to actually hit him. But you didn't recognize that like this was the spacing that was set, or you were trying to read him running forward. But yeah, this is like pretty awful. You likely should have died here if he didn't, not understand how to punish Kirby. I don't know what he's thinking here. But he could have easily just weak fair dared you right here, which wouldn't immediately kill, but it's battlefield and you're just dead to an edge guard. And then pivot forward smash maybe would have killed here if it hit the tipper, but in all reality, don't really have to do something like that. And then, okay, So this is great, because he ends up whiffing. It's a decently early fair on your shield. Not whiffing, sorry, but doing an early fair on your shield. And you prioritize doing an up throw, which is fantastic, because he's knocked down on the side platform. You do go for the full hop hammer, which I think is decent, but this is too valuable of a position for me to just want percent. I want percent and position. I'm going for like short hop up air here. I'm going for full hop back air. If you can read something and get like a full hop or a short hop up air and send him like backwards with the up air, or like just keep him on the platform with a back air, keep him over here, and then you maintain center, keep him above you, like that is just like a gorgeous situation for yourself. When you do the hammer, you got like what, 9% off this? Yeah, because it's up throw, which is 10%. And then you got the hammer. So you get 9% off the hammer, but he's just in advantage afterwards. You were probably going for the edge cancel if I had to assume. But yeah, he just has advantage afterwards, and now he has the exact position I was talking about being beneficial for him, being beneficial for you. I seriously think sharking with your aerials on this is like the most important thing that you almost do never throughout the set, or at least throughout the games. So yeah, this is an unfortunate position. You end up rolling out, which is totally fine. Yeah, you wave dash roll. This Nair catches you, which is fine. Anyway, I assume this down smash was supposed to be a roll spot dodge because you probably thought something was going to happen here. Funnily enough, this was actually, you could have roll up tilted here, and I'm pretty sure that it would have hit. And then he just punishes you. Of course, he doesn't know throw follow-ups and also messes up execution, which is funny enough. Has no idea how to edge guard, which allows you to get back for free. This full hop back air, again, if he knew the matchup, is just awful, because you'd be looking to full hop fair you, or short hop fair you, or short hop up air you at a shield. He could also do short hop nair. Like, I don't think people realize how bad a whiffed back air is like this. It's not even whiffed, it's actually on shield, but you're not landing. So you have to incur all of the end lag of doing the back air. You end up getting a second back air, but kind of silly. Then yeah, he doesn't do a great job of sharking. Forward smash is actually really hard to beat in the matchup. And this is another thing he doesn't know about the double jump up air, which is very, very silly. Yep. So he just gets hit attempting to down tilt you, which is like literally, if you've ever played a Kirby, you would never do that, which is great. You know, this was fantastic recovery by you. Triple R would have done the same thing. I would have done the same thing. Everything's good. Unfortunately, here you get hit by the side beat. I don't know why you didn't roll here, or at least you rolled really late in this situation, which was odd to me. But you're not dead, which is totally fine. You end up recovering low, which is a classic for you. Again, he has no idea how to edge guard, so he just drops down into your back air, which is awesome. And you know, so far this has actually gone really, really well. So this is totally fun. He's doing a drift in, like, early aerial on your shield here. You go for this. Captain Pretzel, you know this. You might know some, like, you might know some cheese for, like, grab release or something. I don't actually know. I don't know any grab release cheese. Maybe you're going for it. But Kirby's pummel is straight garbage. And you do 2 of them here, and you end up doing 3 of them later. And since getting him above you is such a high priority to do, or like getting him into the corner, like even back throwing here is actually really good. He's either landing on side platform or he's DIing in, and you can probably like shark and get some sort of hit. I don't know if you true combo at 75. I release down tilt is good. They do the jump mash out. Yeah, that just seems useless to me, because I don't like betting, and grab release down tilt sounds way worse than like hitting them or throwing them above you and then sharking getting a back air. Imagine getting a back air. It's 90 times better than getting a down tilt. And like, oh, okay, well, hopefully he, you know, he doesn't jump grab release. Like, I would never really think about that. I'm thinking like, okay, I'm probably up throwing here or back throwing here, because no matter what happens, something good occurs, right? So with him doing the grab release here, he ends up actually no impact landing, which is so funny. But still, like, this is just not great. And so this is not me trying to brag or anything, but when I played against Fiction, one of the things that he said to me was like, oh, you just have the most honest Kirby in the world. Like, everything that you do is just like an honest, real mix-up. And because I don't like betting that my opponent is just going to like give me something for free, I'm just like, okay, I will play a mix-up and like do the thing that is best for the risk reward in the situation. So like, this was a really big opening. You're like 130, which like, you know, side B up tilt's gonna kill, a raw forward smash is gonna kill, grab forward throw, wave dash forward smash is gonna kill. Lots of things are gonna kill you, but you can defend against a lot of those things decently. And he's at 81, which is prime percent to send him off stage, which again is where you thrive. So it's like, okay, we somehow managed to survive. I'd say that one of your biggest strengths, Captain Pretzel, is your survivability. So it's like, we managed to survive to 130% and chip damage our way to 81. Where's our big hit? How are we getting him off the stage? You know, and like grab, release, down tilt just doesn't seem like the way. I think, again, if we're just prioritizing getting above you, if you're thinking about that at all times, we're up throwing or back throwing here 100% of the time. So this kind of goes wrong. You guys end up trading. He goes for another really bad edge guard, which is silly. You wave dash back grab, triple grab release. Again, this just isn't a great situation for you. You don't have like enough frame advantage to take advantage of this situation. You're not close enough to actually punish him. Side B up tilt ends up killing you. So yeah, I'm just not a fan of the grab release shenanigans. I don't think it's amazing. So be careful about that, because like you earned your openings. Funnily enough, like he shouldn't have given you any of these things. In all reality, he could have just done like fade back fair 8 times in a row into like random forward smash every now and then, and he would be doing better than he's doing currently. But I will say he's giving you the opportunities to like put him in a sharking situation, get him on knocked down onto the side platform, you get an aerial, blah, 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 blah. And you're really just kind of not taking it. I think that you should be in the lead, all things considered. If we like weighed the risk reward of every single situation that's happened so far, including Zain's bad edge guards where he gets reversal, you should be in the lead right now. So, okay, right here, you end up jumping up really high and then punishing a really bad side B from him, which is like decent. A lot of times this kind of shouldn't happen when he's recovering like that. And I almost always highly prioritize grabbing the ledge, because drop back double jump bear is just so strong as a mix up to fall off bear or just re-grab ledge. All those things are so good. Every Marth in the world side B's there. Well, not Zain the next time he recovers, funnily enough. So I like prioritizing grabbing the ledge, because I think it's just so strong. I think it's a really tough position for Marth to get around, especially when he's at high percent like that. Because even if he up B's on stage, you have a lot of punishes that you can do. But regardless, Zain doesn't understand Kirby shield pressure, which is awesome. Almost every single time he should just hold shield here, which is something he does not do. I think down smash, I don't know if that's something you're actively attempting to do, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought it's kind of like a frame trap, kinda, but I'd have to like test it enough to see if it actually works. Because the classic thing for Kirby to do, and I'm just saying this for all the non-Kirby mains in the chat, is that you do late back air into up tilt, and then your opponent should just shield the up tilt and then grab you. And then if you do back air, if you do late back air turnaround grab, the Marth should be like so. But a lot of Marths don't DI correctly. You know, that might end up with a situation landing them on the side platform. So maybe doing back air turnaround grab and back air up tilt is a little bit stronger mix up than doing the down smash. It's just something that I thought about. So potentially consider that as a mix up in the situation. I did think that the down smash was kind of interesting, but down smash just has so much variance that this situation doesn't even end up being very good for you, regardless of you winning the interaction. So I just don't know. Down smash is a really heavy commitment. And you almost in general, when you want to do it, is just like when you know it's going to freaking work and like kill the guy, essentially. Or put them in a position where they can't reversal you. And Zain is like almost showing that he knows something about the matchup, just literally doing down throw forward smash instead of going for some pivot nonsense or whatever. And this is a awful situation for you. Another awful situation. I think you are just dead here. Yep. So unfortunate. I do think as soon as you saw him jumping here, I think going for the down air is extremely greedy. You ended up, I think that your end lag just got punished here. I'm not entirely certain. If we just go frame by frame, I don't know if you could have done something. Down air is really laggy. And again, just like back air has some lag, the times where down air is good is when you can land so that you can cancel the lag of the thing happening, not really like whiffing it in the air. So I really like doing high air dodges. You have to think, your whole priority right now is somehow getting back to the stage and not dying. Because this situation is awful. You are so far away from the stage. You have all your jumps, which is cool, but like, this situation is awful. You have a pretty high likelihood of dying. But I think if you just jump all the way to the top of the stage doing high air dodge, I don't think that this Marth finds a way to kill you. Especially Zain, you're getting hit by like one up air max, and I think you just like, you know, drop down, and then like, if you still have a jump left, you can like double jump down air fast fall mix up to like no fast fall dare mix up on the way down, or just like air dodge in a specific angle, and he should have a pretty hard time sharking you, at least in a meaningful way that's going to kill you. So yeah, I think like you just have to think a little bit more about some way to not like try to reversal him here, but just like somehow live. And of course, this is after the second forward smash. But yeah, especially with no walls to ride, it's really, you're kind of incentivized to go high, right? Because it's a little trickier here, and a little worse for you to recover there. But this just gets straight up punished, and you've used so many jumps already that you just die. So yeah, that was really rough. This was like the one moment where it was like, oh, this is kind of like Zain understanding the matchup, because he did the down throw forward smash. He went out to punish you because he knows that your aerial drift is awful, but you sort of handed him the opening when he like misspaces his fair and everything. So kind of unfortunate, not great by you, not great by him. I think there were better things that could have been done on both sides, but we're analyzing from the Kirby perspective, so you should focus on those. So here he light shields on side plat, right? And so this full hop back air doesn't work. I would make sure, if I'm doing this full hop back air, that it is sending to the left. If you send him this way, there's a couple reasons why this is bad. In general, you're sending him towards center stage, right? Which just like isn't fantastic. But also he's facing towards center stage, so when he gets pushed off here, he's immediately actionable. And you see that with him doing a slide off back air right away. If you push him to the other side and push him off, he has to like tumble and his life sucks. And he's also in the corner at the very end. So not only do you have better frame advantage because he has to like spend frames and tumble and all that bullcrap, but he's also just in a worse position at the end of the day. So it has to be very high priority for you to do that. Love that you went for the up throw. I've noticed a lot of the Kirby mains like will just do roll to traverse the stage. Maybe you guys in the Kirby Discord or maybe even you, Captain Pretzel, have tested this, but I think like in a situation like this, I'm just wave dashing and playing it out of my shield. So like I up throw, and then I'm just like, you actually wave dash once. I'm just doing it again to get right here. Rolling just like puts you in lag, makes you vulnerable at all times. Yeah. Isn't it kind of silly that I feel like Kirby Kaze actually was like one of the first people that was like, oh yeah, roll is like one of Kirby's fastest ways of like getting in and neutral, which is funny, lol. And it's like, dude, like wave dashing is so much better almost all the time, especially since you're able to ASDI down during your wave dash and stuff like that. I mean, you can during your roll too, but just feels weird to me that you kind of chose to roll here. Missed inputs from nerves, that makes some sense too. But it was just unfortunate to see, like, I'm glad that you went for the up throw. And down throw again, okay, so you know this, Captain Pretzel, I'm probably helping out a lot of the Marth mates out here. So this tech here, you have to read to get this, right? And you know that. So again, I don't like going for down throw against Marth a lot of the time, unless I'm going to be able to get an up tilt out of it. So I'll almost always read with up tilt right here if they're going to be teching in place or mis-teching. Because if they get hit by the up tilt, I was pretty sure he'd roll. Well, if you're pretty sure he'd roll, that's actually not that beneficial for you, because all you get is another grab. And this is 10%, you get him above you, and you actually do this sick thing, right? Which is cool. But I just think that this has like a low percent chance to work. I think if your opponent understands how to DI Kirby's throws correctly, I think if, he prioritizes going towards center stage a lot more often than ending up in the corner. Just, I mean, this was actually really cool at the end of the day, and I like how it worked out, which, the up throw, bad DI, you do the side B, cancel into the up tilt. Well, you don't cancel it, but you understand what I mean. So just consider for a second, this is the way that my brain's working. Is if I down throw him right here, I'm going to up tilt. If I up tilt, I get up tilt reverse up air, or I get back air right here. He's off the stage at like 60%, blah, 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 which is great. And then if I up tilt and he tech rolled to either one of the corners, I'm the one left in center stage at frame advantage, and he's in the corner at a higher percent. This is like pretty classically how I think about almost every single character in the game. If you can end up a position where they're at frame advantage and positional advantage, it's just like so hardcore in your favor, no matter what character you're playing. So I highly prioritize like tech roll coverage that would leave me in those spots, because it's like win-win, right? If he ends up teching in place here and you dash to the right trying to cover the tech roll away, you're the one that ends up in the corner, he's the one that's in center stage with frame advantage. So that's why I'm like, I really like how this worked out, but, right, it easily could have not gone this way had he played better defensively or like made a slightly different choice. So I don't know, that's kind of how I would think about the situation a little bit. And again, like, you made the right reads, he had the bad defensive counterplay, you had the good execution, like, you deserve all the percent that you got, which is cool. It's really cool to see. Have to be careful going for edge cancels against Marth, since he actually has a way of interacting with this in such a way that, like, he just beats out anything that you do here regardless. Some characters have a hard time. Like, Falco is one of the characters that actually has a decently difficult time, especially from the top platform, because he's not going to be, like, auto-cancel back airing. If you do, like, edge cancel dare, immediate bear, which is like the classic thing that you do from an edge cancel. Like that could be pretty good, but against Marth, it's just like, well, you're never ever gonna get that. So I love using my air dodge to just like, so something I might do here is just jump and then like drift this way, like air dodge this way, or like drift this way, air dodge this way, making Marth have to like kind of guess on my drift. Because Kirby has such bad aerial mobility, but his air dodge is actually quite good. And actually, if you watch Plup versus Zain, from not their most recent set, but a lot of the sets where Plup ends up beating Zain, anytime that Plup is like really high up in the air, Sheik also has terrible aerial drift. Air dodging is something that he does in order to like actually get himself out of the way. So like you could like drift all the way out over here, and he's thinking, well, I have to cover this with like a full hop up air, like a full hop fair or something. And then you just air dodge back to the top platform. And then at that point, well, he can't really cover it in any meaningful way anymore. And if you get down to the ground, you can ASDI down tech, you can, ASDI slide off, you could, potentially get your shield up in time, blah, 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 blah. I just don't think that going for edge cancels is a very solid thing to do against Marth. Just because he has such a large disjoint. That he doesn't really have to worry about the downward hitbox coming down, and he's also able to intercept you and like beat you out in this situation before your back air comes out. So this is unfortunate. This was the one situation where you should have done like ASDI down down tilt, and you ended up going for a grab. I do think the grab is like very slightly higher reward here, but spacing just doesn't work out. Your percent's too high, all that good stuff. And yeah, you did wave dash off back air here, which is actually something that's really cool in counter meta. But Zain was just very ready for it. This is a very tough spot. You remember where I was like, yeah, you want Marth above you on the platform and you in center stage. This is really, really hard to come back in on. If you like go to the ground and like come back in, well, his frame advantage, he still has center stage. He's probably actively like passively jumping to like do a late fair, like a spaced fair. It's just like a million things he could be doing. Yeah, and he ends up doing the passive jump outside of the range of even this wave dash off back air. Something you can do here is just single hit fair, which will reach farther into center stage than this reverse back air. It's not like good, but sometimes you can single hit fair fast fall and get your shield up and then create like kind of an awkward scramble for the Marth. But yeah, so you need some way of like contesting this position, and the back air will work against a lot of like kind of not great players. And it ends up like you get a strong back air, he gets sent into the corner, everything's awesome. But if you want a little bit more range, wave dash off, fast fall fair is something that you can do to kind of protect yourself. It's not great. I'm not going to say it's great, but you're Kirby, unfortunately. Yep, so he doesn't fall for the up air, so you try this again, but he's paying attention to some degree, so he doesn't try to down tilt it again from so close, but he still has no idea how to edge guard the up B. This is just such an awesome situation to go for like a full hop back air. Oh my goodness. I can't believe you read this. Even if you were going to read this, going for a full hop up air here is just, maybe you again have some sort of like cheese or something out of this, but I feel like he's at 79. Back air him off the stage or up air him again off the stage / into the corner. This guy's screwed. Like, you might be able to tie up the stocks off of that opening. I don't really know if that's as likely if you go for this inhale read. Again, if we're just thinking about risk reward, up air gets slide off faired there? No, not at this percent. There's no universe. I refuse to believe that would be a thing. As Kirby, especially if you're playing against Marth, like, you know how I feel about it. I think that Kirby loses to Marth 100-0. If the Marth knows what they're doing, if he shielded in time, so you're not, okay. We go through this. If he tech rolls to the right here and he shields in time, if you go for up air, he has his back turned to this side of the edge. So it doesn't get slide off fared because he's facing the wrong way. Which, again, that might not be something that you're considering. But no. That wouldn't get punished in that way. Yeah, because you'd be tech rolling backwards. You see this. And in fact, not considering that. Yeah. I didn't know that was a concern of yours, that you'd get slide off fared there. But yeah, that's not something that would happen. It's something that I kind of passively think about at this point in my career, but it's something that I had to actively think about for a long time. So I'm not saying like overnight you're going to start to notice that, but yeah, you see how he rolls this way and he's facing this way. If you did, full hop up air to this direction and he gets a shield up, well, then he can slide off. But he has his back turned on this side. So he could get like slide off back air, but back air is slow, doesn't really do that much. He ends up in the corner regardless. And you probably shouldn't do full hop up air here. You should just do a back air and read that situation. So like he can't get a shield up in time regardless. So anyway, you go for the inhale read, and let me just talk about something real quick. Again, if we're talking about risk reward, right? Maybe you were considering, getting slide off fared here, and maybe that would make the up air read slightly risky. Also, if you're going for the read, he just in general shouldn't be able to get a shield up, but it was a tricky amount of timing because you had to do a ledge dash to get this punish, blah, 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 blah. And you didn't know he was going to miss his tech potentially, all that kind of stuff. Missed a B reverse on that inhale, ideally facing left. Yeah, that maybe could have made the situation slightly better. But regardless, if we think about this, he gets to punish you with whatever he wants here. And, you know, down air forward smash is pretty deadly. Kind of brutal. I'm just thinking if I go for full hop back air here, there's no way I'm getting down air forward smashed, you know? Like, oh, full hop back air, he slides off over here. I'm, like, in center stage. He probably gets, like, he has to, like, side B, grab ledge. I'm at 52. I can still CC down tilt a lot of his options from the ledge. Like, okay, we can, like, play in the corner a little bit more still. The inhale's like an all or nothing sort of read, and to me, the reward just isn't there. But the reward is there for doing aerials, and the risk is lower. So anyway, that's just kind of how I'm considering the situation. Only harping on it so heavily because I think it's a situation that came up multiple times, right? Like, we've already seen a few of the side platform interactions where I feel like you're prioritizing slightly the wrong thing, in my opinion. But yay, he doesn't know what he's doing, yay. So I actually think that you could do more wave dash forward tilt too. This has been I don't know if I've told you this, but this has been a criticism of your play that I've had for a long time. Once he's at 88, wave dash forward tilt is something I'm prioritizing pretty heavily. And you can actually wave dash forward up-angled forward tilt to contest Marth doing those late fairs or nairs like this because you're going to be underneath him. And Marth fair actually starts high and starts getting lower and lower. So by the time it's going to be hitting you, if he's doing forward air, it's like frame 7 or 6 would be hitting you right here. It's actually slightly later than you might think. So you doing this wave dash here was awesome, but I was just thinking like, oh, if Captain Pretzel was maybe thinking about forward tilt a little bit more, this would be a knockdown in the corner, maybe on the platform if he DIs up on the forward tilt. Like, this could be really, really good. But you were going for grab, and again, grab has, you know, merit to it. I would love to see a lot of grabs with the up throws and back throws, getting him on the side platform off the stage, but forward tilt's just so juicy here. And it's something that I like to do against Marth because you have such a hard time breaking this wall of, like, fade back aerials that I feel like a lot of times they're waiting for the roll, and if you do the wave dash forward tilt instead, it's like out of timing that catches them attempting to do that late fair or fade back nair that's intended to cover the roll. Hopefully that makes sense. And then, yeah, you're really, really good at surviving, which is awesome. Back throw, which is cool, but this is because he messed up. He actually went for tomahawk grab here, got his light shield up, so you got a little bit lucky in this situation, but it's totally fine. Yep, nice full hop fade away fair, or bear, I love it. Free edge guard that I dropped? Wait, where? Oh, do you think that you could have down tilted him before he grabbed ledge here? This was a tricky situation. Maybe you could have jump wave landed instead of fallen here. Boop. Yeah, maybe if you wave landed. Or yeah, fast fallen a little sooner. Yeah, I will say, I don't know. Yeah, but I love the back throw. Look at this, such a good position now. Now back air might kill him. So again, I like to use wave dash forward tilt as like a whiff punish a lot of times against some Marth things. So if you go for back air and then back air again here, it's really risky against the side B. So like you're just attempting to jump again, like, you know, full hop back air, back air. This back air had no chance of hitting, by the way, so it's kind of useless, but it's fine. And then you go for like a jump back air again, just gets completely stuffed by the side B. And that's something he's prioritizing because you're at such high percent. So like I might just stand there, let him whiff the side B, wave dash in forward tilt. Or I would shield it and then back air him out of shield. So you might have been able to do something like back air, fast fall, don't land with this back air, wave dash in, shield this back air, or shield this forward tilt, and then back air him out of shield. So this is a really specific situation, but all I'm saying is be very careful jumping into Marth at high percent. What I'm learning the most so far is I should be virtually glued to the ground when Marth is at high percent. Yeah, I think it's really, really good to be glued to the ground if Marth is at high percent, unless you know that your back air is going to be able to hit. Like, you're like, oh, this guy's going for, you know, he's just holding shield all the time, so I'm just going to do late bear, you know, into, you know, rising bear, something. I don't know. But you have to be, like, certain. Especially, you're saying that you should be glued to the ground when Marth is at high percent, which I agree should incentivize you to be glued to the ground when Marth is at high percent, but when you're at high percent, this is especially a time when I would consider being glued to the ground. Because if you jump, this gives him one of the only ways of killing you. He can forward smash you every single time that you jump in. His aerials beat out your aerials. His side B up tilt kills you. It's some, you know, also fair. Yeah. So I don't know. I play very grounded, very crouch heavy, very wave dash heavy, wave dash forward tilt, wave dash in shield, wave dash shield, crouch, you know, down tilt. And like I'm very grounded, especially when I'm at high percent. So I feel like your survivability is great once you've gotten hit, but I feel like you're getting hit by things that you don't necessarily have to. Pretty sure you recover here too. Yep. Nice. Very, very, very good. And so, okay, so this is the next time you get like a real edge guard in the same situation where he was doing the side Bs. And what you do is you just jump up really high and really far out here, and you're just like, I don't know, Zain is too good of a player to be doing the exact same recovery that he did last time. So he drops very low. Now you're in a really bad position. You should have died, but he didn't kill you, which is awesome. But you know what I mean here? Like, so you just went for the same edge guard. This guy is so boned. He's so far off the stage. I just feel like grabbing the ledge gives you such a high % success rate at closing out this edge guard. As soon as he goes this low, like if you had just grabbed the ledge, like as you were falling here, look at this. You could even do this bait where you do this, and then you could like jump over here and just double jump, grab the ledge. And then as soon as you see he drops low, you could just drop off bear from ledge, and he's just dead. And I know that you know that edge guard, but it was weird to me that I didn't think I had time for that. No, you absolutely did. The thing is, he didn't even side B here. Like, if he side B'd, he moves even slower towards the ledge. So it's kind of interesting. He ends up just falling, you know, holding directly right the entire time, waiting out the side B. Yeah, which he never did, exactly, because you killed him for the side B before. You have to sort of think in your head, right? If you're going to be a read-based character, right? Like, Kirby needs reads if he's going to be able to beat these high-level opponents, right? That's kind of how he functions, right? You know, his moves just aren't good enough. You have to know what they're going for a lot of the time. So if you kill somebody with something... well, actually, let me back it up for 1 second. If you hit somebody with something, that's sticking in their brain, because that's very obvious to notice. They might not notice the movement pattern that, like, led to that hit happening, but they could at least think, like, okay, so he's, like, hitting me with back air. Yeah, I should probably zone him out more or something, right? That's, like, something that your opponent could come to as a conclusion. So, like, you back air them, and then you got to think, like, oh, this person's going to try to zone me out more. I'll play more grounded with my shield or whatever. That's something that I'm kind of thinking about if I'm playing a read-based character. Now, with the edge guards... You killed him for the last one. When you kill somebody with something, they have all the time to die, respawn, come all the way down, and the only thing they're thinking is, how did I die there? And that guy's just thinking, all Zain was thinking is like, oh, well, I side beat, and he just whiff punished me with back air because he went out there. Like, duh. So I guess I just won't side beat. Like, that's what he's thinking. So, yeah, it was kind of like... I think that you were happy that you got the kill last time from him, like, doing a sloppy edge guard, but you have to put a little bit of respect on, like, top players' understanding of the game, which he very obviously has a poor understanding of the matchup, but the ability to think about how he died and how he's getting hit is something that he'll always be good at. And if you're going to play against any top 100 player, you should probably respect them to that degree. Before top 100, at least most of the players won't be thinking on the same level, but even those people, you can sort of think... you know, if you kill them with something, you have to consider that they're going to be ready for that thing later on. Anyway, grabbing ledges is so good. So good as an edge guard. But that's fine. Nice fair. Great shield. Amazing down tilt. Yeah, see, this is how I'm playing. Okay, he's at high %. Wave dash forward, shield, spot dodge, down tilt. Like, you're holding down the whole time. You're shielding the whole time. Like, this guy's, you know, screwed. This is great. And then, yeah, you could have killed him here. Unfortunate that you didn't grab the ledge fast enough. I don't know. I would just work on this movement. I practiced this movement, like, I had a lesson not that long ago where someone was like, do you think that's, like, a good thing to practice? It's like, I used to, way back in the day, I used to practice that motion so much. Wave dash, smash turn, wave dash back, fast fall to ledge. And, like, tick, 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 tick. Like, you have to do it immediately. It has to be, like, I hit him off the stage, my hands are just doing that immediately. So this, just, it looks so slow. You're like, wave dash, turn around, wave dash, no fast fall. And it's like, you know, the best player in the world, potentially the second best player in the world, is dead here if you just had slightly better execution in a spot. This is like a one-player game at this point. It was a two-player game. Look at this. Boop, 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 boop. Wow, boom. Now, one-player game. And you failed the one-player game. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so again, the jumping into Marth just gets you killed, right? Boom, you go for back air, he's too far away. Single hit nair into up tilt is actually what killed you, which is sad. I looked at this situation a little bit more closely. I don't know what you were trying to do that looked like the startup of like down air to me, which is weird, but so Kirby's jump sucks. So even if you try to double jump here, you get hit. I think something that you could kind of think about is air dodging away in that situation, because I think air dodge has enough momentum and gets you out fast enough that I think you would have been able to avoid this hit. So yeah, I'd be looking to do that to escape a combo like this, potentially. But yeah, the overarching problem there is that you're just trying to jump into him when you shouldn't be. Nice, very good. Oh, again, I'm just grabbing ledge here every time. And like, yeah, so this is rough because you're again potentially waiting out a side B here, but he chooses to do it like once he's already tricked you, and now that you're horizontal to him and the side B is actually going to hit. This is just a case of your back air disjoint being so bad. You know, if this is Jigglypuff right here, Jigglypuff can bear right now, and Marth is dead 100% of the time, right? Kirby's back air just sucks. It's like his best move, and it sucks. and you get down aired again, you die, which is unfortunate. You finally edge guards the FB, which is silly. This again, I don't know if you were at a percent where you could attack this. Maybe you were. I'm not sure. But this is like maybe a con of Battlefield. And this is tricky. You could have tried to air dodge through him, like jumping backwards instead of jumping forward directly at him. It's hard to say. But I mean, messing up the edge guard again, I again would just prioritize grabbing the ledge in most cases unless you have some sort of hard read. Guaranteed dead there unless I air dodge after the first dare. Yeah, I know that you were dead after the second dare, absolutely. I was just thinking that maybe you get down here and you just like turn double jump and like jump here, here, and then you're like here maybe, and then you air dodge through him. Then maybe he doesn't kill you there, right? Because you're at 16. I don't think you could do anything. So I would just jump away from him here. Yeah, immediate double jump left. And then like you're not in this spot to get down aired. You're just like over here. And you had jumps to spare, I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, no you didn't. Oh no, you were just screwed. Because you used 2 jumps going up there. Oh, that's so bad. Yeah, you used the jumps. He played that situation really well. He absolutely did, but I think that you allowed him an opportunity to play well. I got greedy with the bear. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't get greedy. You just have to grind out these things. It's unfortunate. You just have to play this like grindy game with a character that hits way harder than you, has bigger hitboxes than you, blah, 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 blah. It could be easy to be like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking go for this thing. And then it's just like, oh, and now I'm dead. I'm sure, like, especially against Fox, you have that all the time as Kirby. Because you're like, maybe I'll go for this thing. They shine you, and then they just shine you again, and you're like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. So, in all reality, I think the edge guards were a big problem, and I think that's where Kirby shines the most against Marth. I think that overall priority of, like, just the neutral game, what you were trying to accomplish and what you were trying to avoid was just incorrect. I think that you were jumping into him far too often, and I think that you were above him too often, and I think that you weren't trying to get him above you, and when he was above you, I don't even think you were choosing the right moves to punish him. So it was like you created some opportunities for yourself, mostly off the back of Zain not understanding the matchup, but a lot of times that's going to be the case, right? But if he doesn't understand the matchup, you have to punish him to the fullest degree, right? It can't be like, oh, I got this big opening. I guess I'll hit him for 9%. It's like, oh, no, we gotta get something more. But yeah, it's tricky. But hopefully kind of explaining the way that I prioritize my punishes of like, okay, I either end up in center stage and he's in the corner or I'm hitting the guy. I am thinking about like everything that way all the time. I think about it with Falco, and like there are times where going for the read on them, like going into the corner, is really, really valuable. But if the read on them going to the corner nets you a grab as Kirby, you got to be pretty sad about that. I would almost rather just be standing still in center stage so that I could like start doing back airs or like wave dash at them, down tilt and stuff like that. Prioritize being below Marth, stick to the ground, especially high percent. Respect Marth when edge guarding him, and focus on racking up damage and hitting towards the ledge at low percent. Yes, 100%. If those were your only notes that you took away from this, which I'm not saying they are, but if those were even just your only notes, and you had those prioritized in your brain when you were playing this match, this is like a one-stock game probably. If you had just even been thinking about those things during the set. Yeah, I think that late back air into turnaround grab, especially on opponents that are aware, I think that that could be really good. A lot of times, I mean, you and I both know, late back air up tilt catches like a million people, especially when they're bad against Kirby. But it's just cheese because they can hold grab, or they can hold shield and just grab you. Aerials into grab in general, yeah, that might be something to practice. Because yeah, that could be pretty good. I also think that at high percent, late back air into turnaround forward tilt, if you're gonna go for something like that, can actually be pretty good too. I mean, again, your survivability is great, but you just shouldn't be getting hit that far off the stage as much as you do. Yeah, there weren't a ton of ledge situations that I got to look at. Half the grab range gets so much off of those all the time. Aerials into grab. Puff doesn't have half the grab range. Their grab range is really, really close to each other, right? Yeah, it's not half the grab range. They're not right next to each other on the thing. I was thinking about Sheik. Kirby does have a better grab range, but it's very close. Okay, so the way it functions, by the way, it just for everybody at home, the reason why you don't see Jigglypuff doing late back air into turnaround grab and they instead go for tomahawk is because her back air sucks ass. Her back air has 10 frames of landing lag, and then you have to think turnaround grab, that's going to be at least 8 frames. Is it going to have to be more than that because you have to turn all the way around before you grab? Not even sure. So this is really, really bad. I don't know how much damage it does in comparison to Kirby's back air too, but it feels like it does slightly less. I could be wrong. I feel like Kirby's back air just in general is better on shield. So yeah, Kirby's back air has 7 frames of landing lag, comes out frame 6. And then Jigglypuff's back here comes out frame 9, bro. Frame 9, what an awful move. And stays out from frame 9 until frame 12, so it's out for 4 frames. Kirby's back here is out for like a fucking million years. So these two moves operate so differently in the matchup. So Kirby might be able to do late back air and then threaten doing an up tilt immediately afterwards. Kirby's up tilt, like I said, Kirby's ground normals are just better than Puff's as well. So this is frame 4 up tilt, which is really, really good with a decent hitbox. Jigglypuff's up tilt comes out frame 8. So the mix-ups that you do on shields as Jigglypuff are just entirely different. So like you might have to land and threaten doing an aerial, especially because you have a lot better aerial drift as Jigglypuff. You're like threatening doing a back air, but you just have to land and turn around and grab. As Kirby, you can get away with like doing late back air and then having a mix-up between doing turnaround grab afterwards or doing immediate up tilt, right? That's just like straight up a 50-50 a lot of the time. Unless your opponent is going to roll away or something like that, right? So yeah, these two characters in that situation operate so differently just because of how they're framed out of functions. Yeah, I think the up tilt's really good if it hits, but it like, I'm sure you know, like once an opponent shields that up tilt there, it just feels awful. It's just like, oh God. They just like you play against a fox and you do late back air up tilt and they grab you up throw up air and you're just like, oh, never mind. I guess I die for doing my shield pressure mix-up. Whoops. So, yeah. I mean, it's something to consider. Especially against Marth, who doesn't have, like, shine out of shield. Not that that's terribly concerning for Kirby regularly, but you can also do things like back air crouch. Back air crouch can be decent, but you have to be prepared for a lot of things. Back air crouch could actually be quite decent against Marth, because if he jumps, you might be able to react with, like, an immediate up tilt, which is a really hard input to do, or, like, an immediate back air. Yeah, it'd be tricky. But yeah, I wouldn't just do the down smash / up tilt. I think that there's more complexity to be had there, where I think that Kirby can get more off of it than we see most of the time. All right, I think that's all I have. Captain Pretzel, if you have any questions afterwards, obviously, feel free to hit me up. If you want to watch this back and you have clarifying questions, of course, you can always message me, but also I'll be responding in the chat for a little bit too. But for anybody that's watching this on YouTube, if you guys are interested, Kirby's a really cool character. I like Kirby a lot. Captain Pretzel's an amazing person. Captain Pretzel also streams, so go follow Captain Pretzel's stream. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later. Okay, see ya. Get into it.